I call this City Commission of the City of Pahokee of Tuesday, March the 24th, 2026 to order at 6:11 p.m. May we please stand for the invocation provided by Commissioner McPherson Sr., followed by the pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for that opportunity to come before you, Father. Father, we ask that whatever we do tonight, that it be pleasing in your sight, Father. We ask that you just give us the wisdom and the knowledge and the skills to be able to move this city forward, Father. Father, we ask that you put a head of protection around our city, Father, and cover each and every citizen, Father. Father, we ask that you just touch the hearts of our people, Father, and that we'll be able to work together in unity, Father. Father, to move our city forward, Father. We commit the city of Pahokee into your hands in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, City Clerk.
Mayor Babb,
Present.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Present.
Commissioner McDonald,
Present.
Commissioner McPherson,
Present.
Commissioner Scott,
Present.
Acting City Manager,
Present.
City Attorney,
Here.
City Clerk is present.
Our interim city manager's out on vacation. We do have our HR director sitting in as the interim city manager for those 3 days that our regular city manager will be out. And I also just want to acknowledge staff, city commissioners, and most important, our audience here for being here to witness our commission meeting as we deliberate, as we move our city forward. Interim city manager, do we have any additions on an emergency basis?
No, Mayor.
Do we have any deletion on the agenda?
No.
Thank you. City Commission, haven't heard, we don't have any additions or deletions to our agenda. What is your pledge as it's retained to our agenda?
Mayor Babb, I move that we accept the agenda as printed.
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Cowers Williams and properly second by Commissioner McPherson to accept our agenda as presented. Call for questions. Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Babb.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we have our presentation, proclamation, public service announcement, public comments. At this time, City Clerk, do we have any?
Agenda items.
Yes, sir, we have one for this section, and it'll be Miss Annie Eiffel.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone. Annie Eiffel with Healthier Glades. I'm coming to give community updates of things that are happening in the community. For the month of April, we have two events that are coming up. One for Fair Housing Month. The Glades Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta and Healthier Glades, along with some other partners, are hosting a Glades Housing Summit, which will be April 25th here in the city of Pahokee at Italy Rose Gym. That will be from 9 to 3. It's free and open to the public. And then on April 30th in Belglade, we're doing a lunch and learn information and resource fair to provide information for those who are caregivers of someone who is disabled, particularly for those in that age range of 25 to 62, where there's a gap. So we want to make sure that folks are equipped with information on how to continue to support those who are disabled, whether physically disabled or developmentally disabled. Also, other thing I want to share too, there's some upcoming health events. If anybody's in need of a mammogram on April the 11th, they will be offering free mammograms at First Haitian Baptist Church, and that will be on April the 11th from 9 to 1. So if you're interested in getting a mammogram, you can reach out to Dr. Jingle with Empower Healthcare to register to get the mammogram. And at that event, they're also going to be doing free health screenings as well. And then I'll come back later to talk about mental health awareness and trauma-informed care month. As you know, we do a lot of stuff with mental health awareness in the Glades region. So I will come back with that information as well. I do have flyers for the commissioners, and so you can make sure that they get those flyers for the April 25th and the April 30th event. And with that, that's all I have.
Thank you. That concludes the comments for this section.
Thank you. Next, we have two proclamations, and I have our city attorney read them into the record.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Proclamation. The City of Pahokee honors the achievements and contributions of women who have shaped our nation, state, and community, and recognizes the vital role women play in all aspects of society, including education, business, science, government, the arts, and community leadership. And whereas Women's History Month, celebrated each March, provides an opportunity to reflect upon and acknowledge the remarkable accomplishments of women throughout history, as well as ongoing efforts to achieve gender equity. And whereas the City of Pahokee celebrates the courage, dedication, and leadership of women in our community who inspire future generations to pursue their dreams and positively impact society. And whereas recognizing Women's History Month encourages all citizens to appreciate and support the contributions of women, promote equity, and foster more inclusive community. Now, therefore, I, Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, Florida, on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2026 as Women's History Month and encourage all residents to join in honoring the achievements and contributions of women in our community and beyond. In official recognition whereof, I here to set my hand and cause the seal of Pahokee to be affixed on the 24th day of March 2026. Mayor Keith W. Babb Jr., Vice Mayor Sanquetta Cowan Williams, Commissioner Isabel J. McDonald, Commissioner Everett D. McPherson Sr., and Commissioner James H. Scott.
Thank you.
The next proclamation is also a Women's History Month acknowledgement, but also highlights women in the community. It reads, whereas the City of Pahokee acknowledges the exceptional women whose leadership, dedication, and service have strengthened our community and inspired those around them, and whereas the city further recognizes the vital contributions of women in shaping the social, cultural, and economic fabric of our community, and whereas these women have made a meaningful difference in the lives of others through their work in education, public service, business, health, arts, and community engagement. And whereas the women being honored this month exemplify courage, perseverance, and compassion, and through their actions they uplift others to create opportunities and leave a lasting impact on the City of Pahokee. And whereas the Women's History Month is an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the achievements of women who shape our community, inspire future generations, and demonstrate that leadership and service come in many forms. And whereas the City of Pahokee proudly recognizes the following women for their outstanding contributions to the community, and they are Charlotte Babb, Allie H. Biggs, Beverly Hunt, Jasmine Jimenez, Maria Razzo, Angie Pope. Now, therefore, I, Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, Florida, on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby honor these remarkable women for their contributions, dedication, and leadership, and in observance of Women's History Month, encourage all citizens to celebrate their achievements and the positive influence they have on our community. I, in official recognition, wherefore I unto set my hand and seal and cause the seal of Pahokee to be affixed on this 24th day of March 2026, Mayor Keith W. Babb Jr., Vice Mayor Sanquetta Cowan Williams, Commissioner Isabel J. McDonald, Commissioner Everett D. McPherson, Sr., and Commissioner James H. Scott.
Thank you, City Attorney. This is an honor for the City Commission, the mayor, and our staff to honor and present proclamation or certificates or plaques. I'm not sure what we have for the honorees. You remember if we had anything?
Not at this time. We will be doing something a little bit later. I was not able to finalize the presentation in that regard, so we will contact them at a later date. However, we are wanting to present the proclamation on today and provide them with the presentation on later.
Okay, what we'll do also is present each of the honorees tonight, have them come forward, and we'll make some remarks about those individuals. Certainly, we're honoring only 6 women in our community today, but it's so many more, and this will be an annual event that we will have to recognize our pillars of our communities. And
I have a question first, my bad. I would like to ask a request of the commission. I submitted 2 names, Monique Pierre and Leslie Hessen, for the work that they do for the families in this community from Bridges. And I submitted them today because I didn't see a deadline on there, and I didn't know they was going to be presented tonight. So I just wanted to know if those 2 names could be added to the proclamations as well.
we'll find a way of honoring them also, but to add them since the proclamation is already done. But we would certainly add them in inclusion on these awards. And you can, when we do the presentation, you can present them also. So we can do that.
Thank you.
Honorable Mayor, if I may, I wasn't aware that the commission were asked to select individuals. So what you could do, if it's your pleasure, you can come back at the next meeting and just add some names, and we can do another proclamation honoring how many other individuals that you want to honor.
Okay. So briefly, let me go ahead and start. We do have 6 honorees here. Hopefully all of them are here. I'm not sure if they're not. We'll still recognize them by name. So while we're doing this, if you would think about a few remarks on each of those individuals. We're going to do one at a time. I'll take the first 2 since I'm the mayor. I can do that, and then the other commissioners will have one that they would introduce, if you would, please. And we're going to start this coming this way with that introduction. We're just going to recognize them as they come up. And if you don't know a whole lot about each one of them, someone can still add to whatever comments you're saying. But I want each commissioners to be the one that officially recognize them. And the first one, go ahead.
At this point, I would just say that we would do the recognition because and I'm speaking for myself because I know I was out of town last week, and a couple of times I wasn't able to reach the city manager with regards to the list. And when I saw that the proclamation had been prepared, I don't have a problem with it because, like we said, there are so many, and we can't possibly identify everybody in one instance.
Right. So
I would just say let's identify the ones that we have selected. And when we do the presentation, we can certainly do a short bio on each one of them.
Okay.
That would give us more time to
Right.
prepare and do a proper presentation.
Okay.
And I know we have some of them here,
Right.
and hopefully they can be here at the next meeting when we.
Okay. I'll first do the first introduction. This honoree name is Charlotte L. Babbs. Ms. Babb, would you just come up and just stand so you can be recognized?
All right.
I want to hear some loud talk.
Yeah.
I'll-
Lord, yes, Lord. That old time religion.
Yes.
You know, I'm very glad to be here tonight. And I've seen such a beautiful crowd.
Yes.
I am an encourager. I love to encourage people when they're doing the right thing.
Yes.
I want them to keep on. I want this city to be an encouraging city, to be a little city that's set on the hill, that people will recognize you. I don't care what color you is or who you are, you belong to Pahokee. Don't tear Pahokee down. Build Pahokee up. Work together with each other.
Yes.
And you know, that's what we pray for. If you pray, God will give you the answer to the question. You try to figure it out. God already got it figured out. All you got to do, if you want Pahokee to build up, you just pray to God and tell God to give you the answer to the question.
Yes.
And don't tear each other down. Build each other up. Don't talk about your city. Some born here and raised here. Pahokee is a beautiful little place. A beautiful little place. But we got to be an encouraging person. We got to help our leaders at the police station or whatever. Build them up. Don't try to tear them down.
Right.
We begin to tear people down. We want to be a builder. We want Pahokee to grow.
Yes.
We want a little hotel in Pahokee when people come to visit you. Some people don't have enough room even for the people. But we can have a little hotel here where they can spend their little nights, you know, with your family and have a good time over there. We come to build Pahokee up.
Yes,
We come
yes.
to build up the city.
Yes.
We didn't come to tear it down.
All
if
right.
you come to vote, somebody vote for you, be a worker. Don't be a tear down. We don't need no tear down people.
Yes.
We want people that are old back the way. We want people that you go to the mayor, whoever the leader, and explain it to them and tell them about it. And build the city up.
Right.
Don't tear the city down. I am an encourager. I encourage people to build up the city. A
Yes.
beautiful city. Don't tear it down. Build it up.
Yes.
Build it
Yes.
up.
Yes. All right. Right.
Everything. Okay.
Next.
And before the honorees leave, we're going to take pictures with the commission. By the way, for those who don't know, that's my mom. She's a proud mother of 3 sons. One of them is a bishop and the pastor of the Church of God here in Pahokee. The other one was a Citizen of the Year recipient, and also the first black African-American captain in Palm Beach County. And of course, the third was actually a mayor of the city, and also a Citizen of the Year recipient. So my mom have raised and taught a lot of leaders and encouraged us to be who we are, and we wouldn't be who we are without her. So again, we thank her, and we thank you, Mom, so much. Thank you. The next honoree, I don't see her here, but my eyes are getting a little blurry sometime. It would be Allie H. Biggs. It's Miss Biggs, Commissioner Biggs is here. Commissioner Biggs was the first African-American female city commissioner here in the city of Pahokee. And she have been a commissioner, or was a commissioner and vice mayor for approximately, I think, 12 or 13 years before she finally retired. She wasn't defeated in any race. She won, and she won until she retired. So we want to thank Commissioner Biggs for all that she have done for this community and recognize her for her efforts. Commissioner. Name, yes, recognize the honorable one.
The next honoree we have is Beverly Hunt. And is Miss Hunt here?
She's not, she wasn't able to make it.
Do we know who recommended her? I don't know Miss Hunt.
Those names were provided by the interim city manager,
Okay,
but she works at Dr. Calasio's office.
okay. So I'm sure Ms. Hunt has been very instrumental in making positive contributions to our city. And so we will definitely have more of a presentation for her at our next meeting when we make the presentations to each of the individuals. Is Jasmine Jimenez here?
It's so hard to follow that up. Really quickly, Miss Beverly, she's the pediatrician. She's been my pediatrician since I was like really little, and we got here from, Mexico. So yes, very thankful for her. And then I'm the children team person at the Pahokee Library. I've been there for 5 years. Born and raised in Pahokee.
All right.
So I also want to build Pahokee up.
Yes.
And I just want to focus on the kids. That's who we see at the library every day. And yeah, that's basically what I want to do, build Pahokee up also. And I think we do that for the kids that we see at the schools, that I know we see every day, and we see what they need and things that they don't have. So hopefully, I just want that to be better. And with Bridges also, I agree with Monique Pierre and Leslie Hessing. I think there's so many women that can be recognized. So yes, thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all you do for our children. We don't have enough input, and so again, thank you.
Let the Vice Mayor, if we could just pass the love around. The
I'll
Vice
do
Mayor.
one and then let James do one. I'll do one and then
Okay.
Commissioner Scott can do one.
Commissioner Scott,
Okay, here, do
do you
the,
want to?
I'll do Maria. Okay, the next honoree we have is Maria Razzo. Is Maria here? Come on up, Maria.
Just want to present myself. I worked at Basic American Elementary. I'm currently the principal secretary, but I've been there for 11 years. And I started as the attendance clerk, went up as a CLF, data processor, and now the principal secretary, and currently looking towards to become a teacher.
All right.
Putting my name out there.
All right.
All right, we want to say thank you for all your service that you are providing for the city and at Canal Point Elementary. So we want to say continue to serve our children, and let us know when you finish and become the teacher so we can celebrate with you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Angie Pope.
I don't think any of us could taunt Mrs. Babb. I think she should be brought on board as a motivational speaker. That was so inspiring. Thank you, Mrs. Babb. But I'm Angie Pope. I've lived in Pahokee 43 years. I'm originally from North Carolina, so I'm a transplant. But I've grown to love this town and this community. I know just about everybody in here in one way or another because I worked at the local bank for 40 years. So retired 3 years ago. Through that organization, I've been allowed to serve on many committees and different things. My favorite thing is getting to know all the citizens of this community, and I hope help them in one way or another through the service at the bank or the committees. My favorite service was always with the youth. So I appreciate your aspirations to be a teacher. It's so fulfilling to work with our young people. Even though I'm retired, I still have a little energy left to give, so I'm still volunteering with Everglades Preparatory Academy on their board, the Pahokee Rotary Club, a lot of agricultural activities through Farm Bureau and different things. So any time that I have, I look for ways to do those things. We had a great fishing contest Saturday up at the lake with the kids, and those smiles were just everything to us. So thank you. I feel in the shadow of so many others in the community that are deserving as well, and so many people that I look up to. But I love Pahokee, and I want to see it move forward too. We've had our life here, our children grew up here, and it's been a wonderful experience. And I too thank the Lord above for all of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, would you join me? And the honorees, if you would, please come up and take a picture with the commission so we can make sure we have, Before we take our pictures, what we're going to do is have each of the commissioners present a proclamation with the honorees' names included in here as a contribute to our dedication to you. And again, we thank you so much for your service and your dedication to this city. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you so very, very much. So again, we'll have, I'll just go ahead and do the first, and then I'll present this to my mom, Charlotte L. Babbs. Also, my mom was a employee of the year, and she was working for Pratt with, I think she may have been in her 30s or 40s, but she was pretty young during that time. So thank you, Mom, for everything that you do. And I have former Commissioner Biggs' proclamation in hand. Yeah, just present it.
I'm gonna present this to Miss Angie Pope. And funny thing about it, I just want to say this is the most fit lady she probably don't remember me, but for years, every morning, me and the kids be up there, and she come up there and inspire the kids to run. She be running and walking so fast. The kids are, oh, they run so much. And we can go to the bank and we get there, and she's always smiling and always supporting you. And I think where you probably won my heart at a long time ago for you and your husband, when your kids were at Pahokee High. And y'all was just working. Yeah, you got to give me some parents like this to work at my program. But I just like to present this to you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, thank you.
I want to present the proclamation to Maria. Maria, want to say thank you, and on behalf of the city of Pahokee, want to say thank you for all the work that you do in our city.
Yes, I would like to present this token of our appreciation to Ms. Jasmine Gemini. And I just want to thank all you guys, because this is what it takes for a community to come together to be able to move our city forward. We can't do it all by ourselves as commissioners, but we need the entire community to join in and move in the same direction. And again, I just want to thank all of you, your work and the volunteer work and all that you do.
And of course, this one is for Miss Allie Biggs in her absence. And Miss Hunt also, their passed it on for Miss Hunt. So we can certainly
Can everyone look in this direction? Those of you who are recipients, could you open your? All right, everybody say Pahokee. 1, 2, 3, Pahokee.
Pahokee.
All right. Right here.
Yeah, we have done many proclamations, but I must say this is one of my favorites. So thank you so much again for all the honorees and all that you have done for this community. Thank you so much. Next, we have the consent agenda consisting of the March 10th, 2026 City Commission meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda if this is the desire of the commission.
Mayor Fab, I move that we accept the minutes.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Williams, Vice Mayor Williams, and second by Commissioner McPherson. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson.
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. We don't have any, well, we need to see on the old business, this discussion of any existing activities or previously scheduled events, if any. Acting City Manager, do we have anything that you'd like to mention?
So currently, we only, that I'm aware of is the I Love Pahokee Day, which is scheduled for April 4th.
April 4th, okay. And do you know where we're gonna be having that, at the marina, at Martin Luther King Park? Or
It will
where?
be at Commissioner Park.
Commission Park, okay. Thank you. We don't have any public hearings and or ordinances. We do have two resolutions. First resolution is Resolution 2026-09. City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, authorizing a piggyback of the City of Lake Worth Beach's agreement with CAP Government, Inc. for Building Department Inspection Plan Review, Code Enforcement Inspections, and Building Official Services, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. Acting Interim City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation of this proclamation, if you could?
Yes, sir. This is the one on CAP. Okay. Staff requests commission approval of a resolution authorizing an agreement with CAP Government, Inc. to provide building departments inspection, plan reviews, code enforcement support, and thank you, and building official services. This agreement ensures the city maintains essential regulatory functions and high service standards for our residents. The City of Pahokee requires consistent professional oversight for the building and safety operations. CAP Government has a proven track record of successfully providing these services at the city, or to the city, to ensure administrative efficiency and cost effectiveness. the city is utilizing the piggyback provision of the city code. This will allow the city to exempt itself from formal bidding process by adopting a contract competitively, awarding by another government entity for the same services. Specifically, the city of Lake Worth Beach conducted a competitive selection process and awarded a contract to CAP government for comprehensive building department services. For the agreement with the city of Pahokee, CAP government has agreed to honor the terms and pricing established in the October 15, 2025 amendment contract with Lake Worth Beach. The scope of work is comprehensive building official services, including plan reviews, code enforcement support, and inspections. This agreement does not replace the city's current code enforcement officers. These services are included solely as a contingency to be utilized only if necessary. And the contract duration is for a term of 3 years. The renewal option are the agreement may be extended by 2 additional years, 2 additional 1-year term upon written mutual consent. And there are also a rate schedule for the building inspection, which is, if you need that information, is an hourly rate of $92 per hour. Plan review, $97. Code enforcement, $85, and building official. And these also falls under the building and planning and zoning department and will be charged to professional services as far as the budget impact.
Thank you. City Commission, having heard Resolution 2026-09 properly read into the minutes by our city attorney, properly explained by our interim city manager, what is your preference?
I move that we accept Resolution 2026-07.
Are there a second?
Is that a second?
Resolution 2026-09.
Huh?
Oh, it's 09.
2026-09.
2609.
I'm sorry, 2609, my mistake, I'm sorry.
I have a question.
2609, I'm sorry, let me repeat that. I move that we accept Resolution 2026-09.
We need a second, then you can ask whatever question. That don't mean your second gonna mean we're gonna vote on it, but at least it'll make it proper to discuss it and then take a vote whether or not we're gonna approve it.
I second it.
Okay. It has been moved by Commissioner McPherson and properly seconded by Commissioner McDonald for the adoption of Resolution 2026-09. Call for question, Commissioner McDonald.
So is this an extension of what we currently have in place? Because it seems to me that we already have a relationship with CAP government. Is this an extension or?
Thank you for that question, Commissioner McDonald. I am not sure if it is, but if so, I have.
I can
Ms.
answer. Yeah, I can answer.
Okay.
The contract has expired, and so this allows you, through your procurement process, it's in your code, it allows for piggybacks on governmental contracts that have already been bidded out and have gone through a process. And so you all are allowed to do that under that provision of your code. And it's for, I think, basically the same services that they're providing right now, with the exception of what I heard the acting manager say about, no, it's not for code enforcement, so you still have the same code enforcement officers.
Correct.
But in terms of inspection services and other services that are needed, it allows you to piggyback those rates. Like, in other words, in another city, they put it out for bid and they did a solicitation, and this was the most responsive and responsible bid, and then the governmental entities through most codes are allowed to piggyback on already existing processes. And so that's what you're doing. It's still within the time frame of being allowed to do that. And so the only difference is it does allow for the extensions that were provided for, but only up to the time period that initial solicitation allows for it. So,
Right, I just wanted to clarify, because I do know that we already have a relationship with CAP government, so I just wanted to make sure.
So I just have one question too, where it says this allows the city to exempt itself from the formal bidding process, so we're like bypassing that, and
this is basically, it's allowed for in the code. So what the city is saying is that instead of going through the expense of publication and putting it out and probably getting some of the same companies to bid, they're bypassing that in order to piggyback this agreement with another city, which you're allowed to do. So,
Question, this particular agreement, we only utilize them as needed, according to if it's something that we can't handle?
I think that's what the code enforcement, that was what was said about code enforcement, but the other services, it is as needed. So you pay at the rates that were procured with City of Lake Worth for those, no more than the amounts that they went through the procurement process for, but only as you need it. So that's how this contract with Lake Worth reads, and so I'm assuming that's what the City of Pahokee is going to do as well.
I have another question. So the contract hasn't been prepared yet?
This is the contract, so what you'll find is behind this item, you'll find the Lake Worth agreement. That's the agreement that you're piggybacking, so that is their agreement. What we do in the city is whenever we piggyback on a professional service, there's a document that we also require so that we're saying it's going to align. That's what you see immediately as Exhibit A behind the resolution. It means this is just saying that we're going to align with our address instead of Lake Worth's, and are requiring them to have a bond just like they have in the other city, and certain other requirements that are we want to make it applicable to us. And there may have been some things that were not the state law at the time that Lake Worth went out, but what I've done is I've gone and I've captured whatever those are, E-Verify and things like that, so that they're a part of our contract to be updated with legal requirements. So, and the notice provisions, who notice is supposed to be sent to in case there's an issue. It's updated for us instead of Lake Worth.
Any additional questions?
No.
Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we have Resolution 2026-10, City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, authorizing the submission of 3 neighborhood engagement and transformation NEAT grant applications, authorizing certain city officials to execute necessary documents for the submission, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Interim Manager, could you give us a brief explanation?
Yes. The Neighborhood Engagement and Transformation, which is the NEAT grant program, is a competitive state grant designed to support community-driven projects that improve public spaces, promote recreation, and strengthen neighborhood engagement. The City of Pahokee has identified 3 priority projects, and that aligns with NEAT objectives. One is the Project Fund, which is a swing set installation of a complete swing set at MLK Park to enhance play opportunities for children. The next one is also a Project Fund, commercial shade playground cover, installation of commercial grade shade and structures at city playgrounds to provide sun protection and increase comfort for residents during outdoor activities. The Pahokee Community Garden and Zen Space Project development of a community garden and wellness focused zen space to promote environmental education, health, and community engagement. These projects collectively support the city's goal of enhancing recreational opportunities for children and families, encouraging year-round outdoor activities and wellness, strengthening community engagement through accessible public spaces, investing in durable long-term infrastructure improvement. The NEED grant application process requires city commission authorization and destination of an official to execute all necessary grant documents. And additionally, the city must commit to providing any required matching funds which be drawn from available budget resources or other eligible sources. Currently, there is no immediate fiscal impact associated with this proclamation.
Thank you, Interim City Manager. City Commissioners, having heard Resolution 2026-10, properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Interim City Manager, what is your preference?
I move that we accept Resolution 2026-10. Discussion.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner McPherson and properly seconded by Commissioner McDonough for the adoption of Resolution 2026-10. Call for questions.
I just have just two questions. I know with the NEET grant, we have to do a match. Do we know before we vote on this how the match is going to be? Is it going to be donated services or cash or for the projects?
Ms. Boulay, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for your question, Vice Mayor. So to answer that question, the match would be in-kind services, sweat equity. So we would get volunteers to come out, and they would be, the volunteers would be assessed a certain amount, and it caps up to, I believe, $25 or so an hour. Mm-hmm. And collectively, we would then provide that calculation on a form, and that would make our match for the grant. Now, if we do have funding somewhere, either in our capital improvement, surtax, or wherever we have qualified a qualified area to pull funding from, we could add that in addition to.
Okay, because I know before we submit this, we have to have the name. You have to have the names of the
Yes,
people
ma'am.
and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I was asking before we approve it. So if we say we're going to do it through sweat and equity, and then we don't get the volunteers, that's why I was just wondering. With the funding, you know, which one are we doing? Because I know we have to put that on the application.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
It
why I
would be
was asking.
sweat equity, and then we also, there's another element that they've added to our NEET grant, which is they have empowered, for lack of better phrasing, our cities and municipalities to partner with community organizations.
Mhm.
And so right now, there's a couple community organizations that are partnering with us, such as Healthier Glaze. Thank you, Ms. Ifill. On the community garden Zen space, and then we have Empower Healthcare for the two playground projects, which is Fund Project 1 and Fund Project 2.
Okay.
So we're working it out, and we're getting community
Good.
input.
Thanks. And my
Yes,
next
ma'am.
question is, I know we've talked about MLK, and I'm glad to see we're doing this.
Yes.
And I know we talked about it need to be even out. Are we going to put the swings down, or are we going to get that even out before we put the swings down so we're not back in the same situation again? Or how is that going to work? Are we applying for funds for that as well, so when we put them down?
Twofold. So yes and yes. So the goal is to lay a concrete foundation there, or some type of foundation, so that we're able to install the swing sets and they not be corrupted by the muck, so that they're steady. And then the other part to your question also is, yes, we are looking for additional funding, because we would like to add to that and make it an entire playground and some shade and covering and so on, just to kind of work on some of those improvement initiatives that we have for MLK.
Okay, that's it.
So as we get them, and then too, I know that you also shared some resources, so through the manager, I'll get with you about those resources from that last meeting that you went to.
Just point of clarification, I see it says certain city officials to execute the necessary documents. I was just trying to, could we outline who those necessary, or those certain officials are?
That would be the city manager. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, through the mayor, because sometimes some grants require the mayor, some grants require the manager to execute. But in the document, it does say the mayor or the interim city manager in the resolution. In the title, it says certain city officials. So the certain city officials are the mayor and the interim city manager.
Have we identified the space for the garden? Where is it going to be?
Yes, tentatively. So per our previous administration, the garden project has been something that's been going on for years that we've been trying to execute. I've recently learned that we have some opportunity with some additional property that the city does own to put our garden there. But right now, the identified space is the space between, actually here, behind City Hall, behind the commission chambers. There's a space between the school and the chambers where the plant beds and things of that nature would go.
Okay, I'm just asking so we can know what we're voting on and where the space is.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
So
what I'm asking.
that is right now that tentative space.
Okay.
And so, with regards to the not so immediate impact on the budget, are you going to be able to get those matches in place prior to the deadline for the submission of the application?
Yes, ma'am. So those matches, the application is extensive. However, I've written them a dozen times, and thank God we've gotten all the awards. And that makes it all the better for us completing them. So with that said, yes, we'll be able to put everything in place. I've already communicated with our community partners. We already have our volunteers in place, and our high schools, our local high schools and middle schools are also in place for us to use those batches.
And so if we do have to use funds, you guys will come back and let
Yes,
us know
definitely.
that, what funds is being used and how much is being used.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Prior to the submission of the application, because I know the submission
Yes.
of the application, I think is in May,
Yes.
May 14th, I
Yes,
think
May
it is. So it's like a quick turnaround, you got to, because it is a lot of work.
Mhm. And what we would like to do to remedy that and put our best foot forward and making sure that all of our grant initiatives are done properly and timely and transparently is that we, like you all said, get the folks in place and announce it to our community. So those of you in this audience, you are also invited to participate when we have a community-wide cleanup day, where it would encompass that immediate space where the installation of those grants would take place. Yes? Yeah. All right. See, they committed. They committed.
Are there any additional questions? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam
Thank
Clerk.
you.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cowan-Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we have new business, presentation by the city manager of upcoming events. We do have one item listed here, the discussion of the consideration of the evaluation of for the interim city manager and city clerk. And we'll have our city clerk, I'm gonna say interim city manager discuss.
Okay, so you all were provided a couple of resolutions regarding the evaluations for interim city manager. Part of that has an instruction. So There are, how many?
Two evaluation tools, two roles.
There are 2 evaluation tools. So you would rate them by the categories.
But right now is the discussion, so they're not doing it.
Okay.
So it's a discussion for them to determine when they're gonna do the evaluation.
So right now, this is just a discussion to determine what is it that you're wanting to do.
And if I could, I'll start off having the commissioner who suggested the evaluation. And of course, we always have an annual evaluation for the city manager and the city clerk. I think we're behind in our evaluation of the city clerk, so that'll get us kind of up to speed. As far as our city manager is an interim position, but even interim, we normally try to do a 6 months evaluation. It's just to give that individual an idea of their progress, how we see it in our eyes versus how they see it in their own eyes. I also would suggest too that we look at self-evaluation of both of these jobs, titles. Some companies, most companies do that, just to give a picture of how that individual see themselves versus how we see them. And we'll get a copy of their own evaluation, and that'll give us some ideas of way we need to focus on sometimes. So that's just a suggestion if we want to go that route. Doesn't have to be, it's not necessary, but it's just a suggestion on how we want to go about doing the evaluation. And if anyone else got any input on how we should go about doing it. I know in the past, it's just been a straightforward evaluation where we evaluate the staff, and we did a public acknowledgement of our evaluation. Each of us have a written evaluation, but we also have a written part of the evaluation that we want to share not only with the public, but definitely with the staff themselves, how they're doing.
So before I start, Ms. Prince, you had some information that you wanted to share regarding the evaluation process?
Yes, so part of the evaluation process, I wanted to get the commissioners' input on if they wanted to change any of the scoring as far as the categorize that the city manager or the clerk is being scored on. And the other thing was, once the evaluations are complete, I would like to have them so that I can complete the total scoring from each commissioner and add them up.
Okay, so with that being said, I basically just requested that we do an evaluation of each one of these positions because, like you said, it's necessary. And also, not to mention that the one for the city clerk is overdue. And we might be a little bit premature with regards to the city manager, but nevertheless, they both need to be done. So would you say that now's a good time to do it, or are we needing to postpone it?
I would say the clerk's evaluation was due, I think, September 12th. So I wouldn't suggest doing it tonight, or I would say that we discuss this further to get everybody's input on it collectively.
So do we need a workshop? Because obviously that's going to be the only way that we can have a discussion on it.
Yes.
I
And are we,
I'm sorry.
and are we scheduling that tonight, just so we'll know ahead of time where we need to be and when?
Yes, we can schedule that tonight.
I think
So-
also,
I'm sorry.
even prior to scheduling a workshop or looking at a workshop, we may be able to at least look at the questions and see just off the top of our head, do we feel there need to be some changes? This evaluation has been used for a while. I'm not saying that there is not a need for changes. I don't see a need, but there may be others that do see a need. And if the majority does see a need, or even half would see a need, then I think we need to have a workshop to discuss. We need to make some changes to some of these questions. If no one really see a major need for changing in the question, we're just kind of spinning a wheel if we don't need to. I'll put it that way.
I know we did this back in 2025. It was just updated, and we had an extensive workshop on this. So this was, I mean, some of the commissioners were not here, so, but I guess we can still look at it. But it was done, I know, back in June of 2025.
Yeah. I pulled
This
some
was
of the
updated in June of 2025. So, I mean, we can look at it and see. Because there were a lot of things on the last one that didn't apply to each position, and so we went through it thoroughly and made sure that all the questions applied to the positions, because they had both of them really saying the same thing, and it didn't apply, and they wasn't going to be fairly evaluated based on what was previously that was previously being used.
But I would recommend that we review what we have here.
Right.
We're going to schedule a workshop. When we come back for the workshop, we've already looked at, we have the information before us now. If there's any changes, we can.
There's a difference, which is what you have before you.
Okay.
That's for general staff.
For general, correct, thank you.
And for instance, the evaluation of the city clerk, you indicated that evaluation on an annual basis should have been taking place in September. What would be our evaluation date now? Would it be, say for instance, if it's 3 months past due, would it be for a 15-month period now on this particular evaluation to kind of overlap the 3 months that we didn't? I just want to make sure whether we're going to be evaluating or what would be a suggested time period, say, for the clerk evaluation.
Because I tried to review the policies to see if there was anything in place as well as the ordinance, and I was not able to find anything that states that we should do it right now or evaluate the clerk prior to we being so far behind. I would suggest, in my opinion, to just evaluate her during by her anniversary date.
Mayor Bath, I can,
Is there a set policy that we supposed to, set date in the policy that we're supposed to, I know we're late now, but is there a set date in the policy we should do evaluations? Is that outlined in the policy?
It was, I looked and I did not, I could not find anything stating that in our ordinance book,
Okay.
but.
yes, so for a point of clarification, I came back to the city of Pahokee September. I was appointed as the clerk in July.
In July.
So I just wanted to provide that clarification. So you guys developed this tool back in June of 2025, and you develop it with the intent of allowing the individual to have an advance notice of what they're going to be evaluated on. So just sticking to fairness, I wouldn't suggest a change.
Yeah, that's what I had when I went back and looked at this. She was hired July 23rd, 2024 as the clerk. So we should have,
That was her statement. That's
I was
correct.
appointed, yeah.
2024, and so we should have did it July 23rd, by July 23rd of 2025.
Which I agree with the clerk on this. If we gave her, if these were the tools that we said we're gonna use, that's what we need to stick with. But I have another question. Since we have to evaluate all of our charter officers, would it be feasible for us to make sure that we get them on the schedule where we're doing all of those evaluations at the same time, instead of having everything so stagnated? It'll be easier to keep up with.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
even
trying
if
to
we,
figure.
even if we go ahead and do the clerks on now, we can have them come back. If we want to do it in September, the next coming September, we set a schedule where we can do all of the evaluations. So we'll be on the schedule and try to stay, keep everything up to date.
I agree with you on that. Simply because right now I send out monthly emails to the interim, letting her know when evaluations are due. I do it a month in advance for the one that's coming up, so that we're on a schedule when evaluations are due. And that should also be applied to the charter staff.
But my question is, if you're saying, as far as the charter members, to do them all at the same time,
No, what I'm trying to establish is a schedule. We know the evaluations are due at a certain time, at the beginning of the fiscal year or whatever. Let's try to get those employees on a set schedule where we're not we're doing one evaluation this month, then we got 3 months later, we're doing another one. We know what we're gonna have to do, and we have the tools already in place to do that. That's just a suggestion, since we're having a discussion.
okay, but the point that I'm trying to make is we cannot do them all at the same time because they weren't all positioned. They didn't all get their position at the same time.
When you start on the anniversary evaluation, then from that day forth, they go on a set schedule. I understand you do the yearly anniversary type thing. It's just a suggestion. I mean, we have to.
No,
once we
I'm
have a
just trying to
workshop, we can iron
understand
all
what
this
you're
out.
proposing, because if I get hired January 1st, I'm expecting to have my evaluation, my annual evaluation, the following January 1st. But if somebody is hired June 30th, they're, of the same mind that they're gonna have their annual evaluation the following June 30th. So when you're saying have them all at the same time, I'm just trying to clarify what it is you're proposing, because we can't do them all at the same time because they took those positions at different times.
It was just a suggestion only, and I guess I hate to blame a former employee. We did an anniversary evaluation, and then we had a fiscal year where everybody, once you start working, you got an evaluation. Everybody's evaluation was due at a certain time and had to be submitted to Tallahassee. And I was just trying to get everybody on a set schedule where we get in there and we're doing those. But I mean, it's just a suggestion. We don't have to. We can discuss it at the workshop. We don't have to keep beating this horse tonight. We can put it at the workshop and make that determination.
So let me just ask a question. I'm trying to
Just
help understand too. So are you saying because we're behind now, you want us to try to go ahead and get them all done now, and then after that, get on the set schedule based on their anniversary? I'm just trying to understand.
The employees that have been here at least a year, we can start from that. You still past due from this past July, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you guys developed the
So
tool.
we
and
need
So that's what I'm
take care of
asking.
that.
Are you saying go ahead and do them, the ones that need to be done now, and then moving forward, we know what their schedule is? That's what I'm trying, is that what you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not what I'm understanding. I mean, because from what I'm perceiving you to say is, okay, whatever the hire date is, once they have a year, then you're just gonna have everybody's evaluation at the same time.
No. You're gonna
Okay,
do
well,
that employee at her year, if she get hired in a whatever date, you have to do an annual evaluation from that date forward. But once that employee is on full-time after that year, you go ahead and have a set schedule for them, other than just having everything stagnated. I was just trying to bring
That's
everything
what I'm-
together. It's
that's
only
what
a
I'm
suggestion.
And that's all, I mean, that's clear. He's saying it's on the suggestion, so we can take that under consideration. We got an HR person here, so she could help us or guide us in how we should be doing them annually and from the future on.
I think we should stick to policy, and policy states that we should be doing them annually. And conducting a evaluation outside of their annual date, I think it kind of take us out of the word or the policy.
Because there's some
If there's a
fiscal
policy in
impacts
place, we gonna follow the
associated with
policy.
that too,
Simple as that.
because if they're due a raise and you're not doing their evaluation when it's technically
Supposed to
or
be done.
officially supposed to be done, then, they looking for an increase in their pay because you've completed their evaluation. So you need to stick to the time that it's supposed to be done, as opposed to a blanket time that we're gonna be conducting these evaluations.
If we have a policy in place, we need to do what the policy says do. That was my initial question as far as when I was asking about the policy, but she just clarified that. So if there's a policy in place, we simply follow what the policy say do. That's all.
So the workshop date, we're back to that.
We have to do that when we get to our future agenda items. We're going to set the workshop date.
And I'm gonna go back to my initial thought too. If we look at these questions, and especially now the clerk, we have looked at them previously to see any duplication of questioning and eliminated that. I'm not sure we need the workshop. We may need it, but I'm not sure if we need it. I don't want to sit here, schedule a workshop and something we really don't need. If we take a look at these questions, if somebody can say, hey, it's a couple questions on here we really need to look at, maybe tweaking or changing or eliminating altogether, that may be a need for a workshop. But if you don't see that, then I'm saying I don't see where there would be a need for a workshop. Not saying the workshop is a bad idea, but I just don't want to waste our time doing something we don't necessarily need to do or have a purpose of doing, other than saying we're going to have a workshop. I know we say we're going to look at the question and see if there's some changes that need to be made. But we can do that prior to even coming to that point, just say, hey, it looked like we're going to need one based on what we're looking at.
Well, question, can we look at this? Will that be feasible to maybe table this for the next meeting, and then we have opportunity to look over it, and we can have another discussion in the next meeting?
That would be better for me, I think.
Okay.
That way you can email me any changes in that. I can implement them into the performance category and then forward them to legal for review.
Oh,
I think that we shouldn't do that well, I'm just asking, should we be doing that individually? Because we should agree on that collectively versus sending them individually like that. That's what, I mean, the work,
That was
that
gonna
would
be
be
my
the
comment,
workshop
right.
versus us sending them
Right,
individually
you
like
all
that.
should talk about it.
Yeah,
It's not extensive. Maybe you want to just look at it now, and
yeah.
if you want to change something, say what that is.
and Mayor Bab, if I may.
I don't know what it said it was done.
Yes.
Again, this was just looked at in June, just in fairness, and I just want to make sure I voice this and how I'm feeling. Just in fairness, how do you evaluate someone and change the questions, and then unexpectedly they're evaluated on a question that they didn't have chance to prepare for? So that, I just want to make sure I voice that to you guys.
No, that's a valid point.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
And I want to
hopefully
stress that, okay?
it won't end up being much, if any, changes, but you're right. That's a good valid.
And even if there's any changes, if we've already submitted, whatever we submitted for this year that we gave a person to be evaluated on, we should stick with that. If we have any changes, it'll be recommended for the next evaluation.
Yeah,
I agree.
But we still need to
I agree.
address it.
Mhm.
Revise that on June 10th.
Just make the changes, that'd be.
Yeah, and that looked like the consensus would be that. I mean, for this evaluation, you stick with what we currently have, because both parties hopefully have looked at this and have enough information that they know what they are proud is being evaluated on, so.
Okay.
Right. The future
That's fair.
changes, right, we can give them enough time to know what's coming at the next evaluation, if we decide to change anything, a need for anything to be changed. Okay.
And as stated before, we can, if y'all want to do it tonight, or either we can just take it for another discussion, and even though whatever is already in place, it'll apply for this annual evaluation, but still to have the discussion. If you want to change anything for the next one, just do it at the next meeting, and let's move on.
Pretty good with what's in here.
We just put it back on discussion when we do our agenda items,
Okay.
and that'll give us an opportunity to look at it in more detail next time.
I'm trying to figure out which two go together. So did we decide, because they both have this one, that we're gonna stick with this one and any other changes would be for the future? Is that what we're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody on the page together?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
HR director, what are we deciding?
We're gonna have to,
Report of the mayor, and we won't have a report this commission meeting from the mayor. Next will be the report of the city attorney, if any.
No report at this time, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Report of the interim city manager.
Let me see if I have any. Okay, I do not have any at this time.
I'm gonna go back to the city attorney just for some clarification. Our interim city manager is taking vacation. I don't think it was about 3 days. But anyway, I'm trying to see on her interim contract, do we call for paying her for vacation time or not? And I don't have a problem if it's in there, but I'm just wondering what will be the process.
She doesn't have a contract, but I'm assuming whatever your policies are that would apply normally to regular city employees, they would apply to her. And so I don't know what those are, but the HR director's here, and I'm sure she can weigh in.
Okay.
Yes, so, like the attorney said, she applies as a regular employee, so she has accumulated vacation time.
Okay. And I thought, I'm just asking now, that regular employees start accumulating that 6-month period, if that's true or not.
No, sir, according to the policy, they accumulated from the first day of work. The policy also states that they can't use until after 90 days, and she's way past 90 days.
And we'll move to future agenda item of the city commission, if any, and I'll start with Commissioner.
Excuse me, Mayor Bab, may I have a question I wanted to ask, under the, but she didn't have a report. The manager, I just wanted to ask one question. Where are we at in the RFP process with McClure?
She's not gonna know that.
So she went-
She's not
okay.
gonna have that information.
Miss Peggy, if you would, please.
So just to clarify, the RFP process for the A&E services
For McClure?
for McClure, so that would, the A&E services would be for McClure and all the other grants that we have. And I spoke with Ms. Driver, and she said that they're currently finalizing the final parts of the document that they need to go out for bid.
So it hasn't gone
However,
out yet.
We have also been coordinating with Palm Beach County and their Department of Engineering, as well as their administrative department has been coordinating with us to find some cost-effective possible options, so that when the RFP documents and this endeavor, for lack of better words, is brought before you, we can have some possible options. So we are working on getting an option with the county and also putting that RFP out. So Lord willing, if the county says we can allow you all to procure those services through us, then we would get that agreement and see what that looks like and bring it before the commission and have the commission decide on which option we would go for. And I think it was stated earlier that being that it's a government entity, we may not be able.
No, not with CCNA. I keep writing that. So if you are speaking with someone, please loop me in, because I'm not aware of how you get around procuring the CCNA services.
Okay, so right now it's just conversational. We were just trying to find some different, I guess, cost-effective options to see how we can procure some of those CCNA services, or see if the county can lend us some of their services.
And the reason I'm asking, because the deadline is coming up in June.
Yes, so from what I understand, Ms. Driver has been working on it, and we should be getting something soon. She did adhere to the directives that was given to her to go with the CCNA services. So from what I understand, she's in the process of finalizing.
It's just a
Yeah,
matter
'cause
of
they're
putting
saying
it
that-
out, though. You just have to put it out for bid, and then and what I suggested to the manager was that maybe she has somebody from another city, you put as a part of your procurement
Yes.
selection committee, who's involved in, in procuring CCNA services, and maybe that's a county employee, or
Yes.
maybe City of Belglade, or someone like that. But it's just putting it out. It's not, you can do it on Demand Star. You'll get a whole lot of applications, and then you can have as I talked about before, a catalog of folks that you can use for a 3-year period. Cities do it all of the time. It's written for you. All you have to do is put it out.
So from what I understand, she's doing it.
Okay.
And also, we did talk about asking one of the county procurement department employees to sit in on that. So I'm actually making that ask, hopefully sometime tomorrow.
Because I know they're saying we're supposed to be done with everything by June, so did we get the, I know you said you would provide it to us once we get it. Did you get it submitted, asking for the extension to December? I know you said it won't be a problem or anything, and I know we just did a resolution, so where are we at in that process as well? Because I don't want us to lose at least a little bit of funds that we do have when June comes and it's not complete.
So I meet with FDOT regularly. As a matter of fact, I had a meeting with them today. And from what I understand, we are still in good standings. And I did meet earlier, last week, I think it was towards the end of last week. I did meet with the supervisor of the coordinator for FDOT that is assigned to our region. And we've discussed McClure, we discussed phase 4. So far, we are good when it comes to the extensions, and we did bring it before the commission, and it was shared with them that we did get the commission approval for the extension.
But we don't have anything in writing from them yet that we actually got the extension.
That was part of the resolution. So the resolution that you received, the backup, the exhibit, was the actual extension.
That we were asking for the extension. I'm talking about from FDOT, we've actually gotten the extension?
Yes, it's for December 30th of 27. It's on that, it's part
Oh,
of
I
that.
thought it was that we were asking them from what I read on the resolution. Okay, I'll look at it
Yes,
again.
ma'am.
So we've actually gotten the we've actually gotten the approval until December of next year to finish the project?
Yes, ma'am. We asked for it, we made application, or we sent a letter, through the city manager, asked for it, and then the ask was routed, and then the final, extension approval was sent over to us, and that's what you received, in the resolution, and I think it was Exhibit A, that was part of the resolution. So it is the actual extension letter.
Oh, okay. I thought it was asking us for support. Okay.
And I can double check and send what I have to our manager, and then she can send it to you all as well.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll start with Commissioner McPherson, if you have anything for future agenda items.
Yes, I guess we can go put our clerk's evaluation on the next agenda for the next meeting. I would like to make a motion that we put our clerk evaluation on there. Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and second to add the clerk evaluation on our next agenda item. Next agenda.
Are we gonna
future
say what the
agenda.
time frame will be? What would the time frame be we're evaluating from?
Well, I think we could go up till now, but we
Let's-
still need to
let's
keep
have
her
your-
annually. Her next evaluation should be
Let's say
in July, according to
July.
policy.
So that's in 3 months.
Yeah.
HR, do you consist of that?
City clerk is charter, so I don't have, it does not have anything to do with the general employees. This would solely fall upon,
Now, I understand, we'll be I'm just saying as far as the recommendation, as far as the time frame of the evaluation, that's all. Just from your HR experience and background. I know we're doing it, and even the clerk had some suggestion of where she feels she should be evaluated from what period to what period. I'm just trying to get the input though, but, no?
I just want to be clear on what her timeline is.
July.
So July is when you were appointed?
Yes, ma'am.
So this July will be 1 year?
Yeah, well, it would not be 1 year. The tool was developed in June. So June of this year will be a full year that the tool was developed. They just developed the tool last year. So July is when I was appointed. I was appointed in '24. And
Okay, so
the
you-
commission developed the tool in
You
June.
almost 2 years and haven't been, but I personally don't think that she should have any input into how we decide to evaluate her, because we're evaluating her, so why would she be able to tell us how to evaluate her?
I was allowed to provide input. Commissioner Scott, all of the commissioners that sat here prior to you, they allowed me to have the input because it affects me as a charter employee. So all of the charters were provided that opportunity.
Okay. Your point is well taken, but I still say that I don't think you should have any input in how we decide to evaluate you, being that you're the one being evaluated.
What time frame are we gonna evaluate on you? What time period?
I just have a question. So, Commissioner McPherson, you said from July 24th up to now?
Yeah, we can
And
just
so
cut it
when
off.
we-
We can cut it off at July, and then I guess we have to count these months that she's passed through. We just have to count that on the next evaluation.
That's what I was going to ask. So where would we
Simplify.
do the next evaluation? Would it be from March to July? That's what I was asking.
We can just cut it off at July. Was everybody here July?
No, I wasn't
No.
here, so
That's the reason I said that.
I would be excluded from this evaluation because I wasn't here.
That's why I said the initial statement that let's do up until now. And then let her fall back on her. And we just late with doing it, but let it fall back on her.
So
annual
what-
date.
So
What
you're
date?
saying that the
dates
next
did you
one would be
suggest
from
in
March
this
to July?
Period would be of evaluation for what?
From July up until now.
July what?
What was the,
July
July
2025, you're looking to do
So
So July 1st, 2025, up until
or July 10th, 2020?
July 2024.
24?
She came in
It should be
2024. Hmm?
1 year.
25.
We can only go back 1 year.
2025.
Hmm?
For 1 year. This is an annual review.
Which
So
would be
in
from-
other words, that one that was missed, we just gonna trunk that one.
what you mean?
And then wait till July then.
Well, you gotta wait
She's
till
been
July
in
to
office
evaluate
since July 2024.
Plus,
She
some of the
wasn't-
staff haven't even been
she
here.
wasn't-
Well, we still
She
need to
wasn't
do the
evaluated.
annual evaluation. We're late.
I understand.
We still need to make sure that that's still done, and then the next evaluation will fall on the next anniversary.
Okay, what are you suggesting for the date? July 1st, 2025?
If we want to include Commissioner McDonald, we will have to include the last, if we cut it off at July, she won't be
I'll
part of
sit
the
out
evaluation.
I can participate
I'm-
on the next one. It
I'm
doesn't
okay
matter
with
to me,
either
I just
one.
know that we need to make sure that we
I'm just
keep a
trying to be
schedule
inclusive.
for evaluations that need to be done, is all I'm saying.
Well, since I made the motion, I guess we'll go up until now, and then that's my recommendation.
I have a
Okay,
question.
July 1st, 2025,
24.
24? Okay.
Yes.
July.
But I have a question.
But if the
Are we
tool-
working outside of policy though? If the,
tool
I'm
was
just
developed
asking, I
last
want to
year.
stay within,
Yeah,
I don't want
I
to do
mean,
anything outside of policy. The policy
Well,
say we're
Let's
supposed
just
to do
to
it
July, and
annually.
then it'll cut off Commissioner
Yeah, I won't
McDonald.
have
That's
any
fine.
input
We'll
in
go to
this.
July, it just will be turned in.
So
late.
it'll be from July to July. I'm
Let's
just
not
trying to
make
stay
this
within
But just
policy.
for clarity, like I said, the tool was developed July of 2025. So if you guys wanted to, you could do that up until now or up until July. But the tool was actually developed, there was no tool prior to. The actual tool was developed June, June
This thing
of
say June.
2025.
So no evaluations were being done prior to then?
Mm-mm.
I don't believe any clerk got evaluated prior to that.
But I think this is in the policy. It just
Yeah.
wasn't.
It is, but I'm just, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna,
You need to correct that.
this evaluation will be from June 1st, 2025 until this month? Or we
That's my
going back-
recommendation.
But is that a year? We working outside of policy?
I don't know, and that's why I was
It's-
trying to
Well,
get the
let's just-
HR.
Let's keep
a
it
little
simple.
input in
Since her
what would
evaluation
be her
now,
suggestion.
and her point is, she's saying that these tools were developed after that time period.
Yes.
If we can pull up the old tool, whatever's in place at that time, we'll go from that July up until this July. And this tool here will only apply to
I
the
don't-
next one, and we'll
No,
make
previous-
whatever
yeah,
changes.
What happened, the previous tool was a general
Employee
employee tool,
tool,
so it didn't
yeah.
have
Yeah.
anything
Didn't have
specific about the
I
clerk
remember
roles
that.
and duties.
We had a workshop, I remember that.
Right.
We did that.
So that's why you guys developed this to be able to evaluate me fairly last year.
So why can't we
So-
just do, if this was developed in July of 2025, use that as the starting date for this
Because it was
particular
developed in
evaluation?
June.
Huh?
Yeah, because it was developed in June.
But it
But it
was-
hasn't
but a
been,
year
it
won't- if
hasn't
we
been
do
a
that,
year
a year
yet. That's
won't
why
be
she
until
keeps saying,
July
you evaluate her,
2026.
on a shorter period.
prior to
The commission
So it probably be best to
can
just
state what date.
wait till July.
And I don't
Well,
mind the
here's-
evaluation at all. Like, I welcome it.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying.
And I keep saying it, but,
Yeah,
you know, I didn't
I
want to,
see, I hear you.
So there are areas where you can make comments regarding some of the
Exactly.
critiques that don't specifically apply. So, as far as I'm concerned, it could be used, but I wasn't here for that time period, so I'm just saying.
So, but we're gonna have a discussion at the next, commission meeting that we can set down, and you'll have input if you want to make any recommendations for the next evaluation. But my whole point, we need to stop putting it off because we're behind now. We need to set a schedule and go ahead and stick to it, and let's do what we need to do with the evaluation.
Okay.
I don't think
So-
we put it off, though. I don't think we put it off. We didn't receive anything.
Well, I'm saying the
that-
evaluations have not been
Let's-
being done, so let's fix that. As a commission, we need to fix that.
Do we have the dates of this evaluation set? I'm thinking now it should be June 1st of 2025 until March 1st of 2026. We in March, right? Unless we're gonna just extend it to the end of March and then do
June,
the
from June
evaluation
to
and, I say the evaluation period.
From the date the tool was developed up until now, is what you're saying. Okay, that's fine with me.
And so then when we evaluate again, so is that gonna be so we actually doing an in-between? Okay, well, let me not ask no more questions then, because I'm just trying to understand if we're supposed to be doing it annually. That's all I'm just trying to understand. When are we gonna evaluate again? If we doing March now and her evaluation in July, are we gonna evaluate her again in July? That's all I'm trying to find out since we're saying annually. Are we gonna evaluate again in July on her anniversary? That's all I'm trying to figure out. So we wanna evaluate her now up until March. This will be for last year, right?
Here, so you all.
I'm just trying to get an understanding.
What,
Don't get frustrated because I'm asking a question, because this says
Who's
we're
getting
supposed to do
frustrated,
it
though?
annually.
who getting frustrated?
I'm just asking a question.
We understand that. I mean, who even showing frustration though?
Okay.
But I asked the question and nobody didn't say
understand.
anything, so that's why I was asking.
Okay.
Let's just simplify this. Let's just go ahead and do the evaluation. It'll be done
What a
late.
period. Even though
From
it's
July to July. This evaluation here will go from July up until July 2026. But
Yeah,
if
it's
we
just
have
late.
the old
Let's do it for the
tools,
period
let's
in
just go
question.
ahead and utilize the old tool on that particular, since that is what they had gave her to be evaluated on up until then.
Okay. July, I guess.
And if we can, that way we can keep the annual evaluation on the same day. Okay, let me just restate my motion. I make a motion that we do the clerk's evaluation from July 2024 to July 2025.
Right, 9 months late.
But
But I mean, it gotta be done.
the tool
then-
wasn't developed until last year.
They're gonna use the previous.
There was no previous tool. That's why they developed it, to be able to evaluate me on.
I know Ms. McDonough said that the clerk or maybe even HR, I'm just asking from those two aspects, what would be a time frame that we can move this forward and see if that'll work for us? I don't know.
It's on us. She can't make that determination.
Okay.
No.
She done said it 3 times.
It's on you all.
That's on us.
She's an HR person though, that's all
Yes.
I'm saying.
So,
I
I
know the
mean-
final decision is on us, but
Yeah.
for her to
Told
make
you
a
what the
recommendation or
policy says.
suggestion
Yeah,
would be.
so the policies that I review is for general employees. As far as the charter employees, I base that simply with the general employees. What you all decide of when you, the dates you want to evaluate the clerk, that's solely upon the commission.
You know what? I done said that 100 times. I understand that. But for you to give a recommendation or suggestion don't hurt. But don't give it. Don't even what y'all.
I feel like we can still use that, the tool that she's mentioning, even though it wasn't established in.
Okay, Mr. We through with you.
Okay.
Commissioner
Thank you.
McPherson, you made a suggestion of the date would be
July
The
2024 to July 2025. We would do that evaluation, which that would probably exclude.
let's put the dates on that. The 1st of July, July 1st, 2024 to,
July 2025,
what's the last day in July?
31st.
31st of July. Okay, we got the dates down. We'll use that.
Last day of June, shouldn't it? 1 year, July 1st.
Yeah,
is
he's
June's
correct.
last day?
June 30th. Should be due June 30th.
Make sure she gets her raise retroactive to that date.
Okay. So that'll be on top of her evaluation, that rating
date,
period.
yes.
All right, everybody can agree with that. I think we can live with it. Well, okay. Any other future agenda items?
Yes.
Oh, you gotta vote, you gotta
Ma'am.
vote.
You gotta
I'm
vote
sorry.
for this one, yeah.
Just quickly state
You
your
got
motion
a
again.
second.
Okay.
We
It's
recommend
already
that
been
we do the
seconded.
clerk's evaluation from July 2024.
You say June one time, now you're going to
No,
July.
no, July, it starts in July.
Okay.
Her anniversary is in July.
Okay.
Until, well, give ourselves a grace period. We'll say to July 31st. That way we have that due date. It should be due by the end of July. That way we have a grace period in between there to get it done. And it, well, June 30th, from July 1st to June 30th.
Make your mind up.
I'm fine. I'm trying to just move forward. Let me stop. Okay.
Right.
Let me restate it for clarification. I'd like to make a motion that we complete the clerk's evaluation from July 1st until June the 30th.
July 1st, put the date on there.
2024.
Thank you.
2025.
I second it.
Okay, we moved to second. Call for questions. Hearing none. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes.
One other thing. I would like to have us to have a budget review. I think on the February 24th meeting, we had asked that the budget come before for review and possible amendment. We didn't set a scheduled date for that, but I would like to have that to come forth at the next meeting. And my reason for asking that, for some position change, also we've hired some different staff and we're saying the money is coming out of general funds so we can get a look at, even if it's just a review, a look at the budget to see where we are to make sure everything is in place. So we can put our eyes on the budget, so we can be fiscally responsible to the citizens of Pahokee.
Future agenda item of budget review.
Next meeting.
Needed that for the next meeting.
Second.
Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams?
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Okay. My suggestion or recommendation for a future agenda item would be to have on the agenda a scheduled workshop date that we could discuss RFP for the marina, restaurant, the campground, and the marina itself. Why I'm saying that is we need to decide for that first RFP, are we gonna look at just the marina restaurant, or are we gonna entertain someone coming in? That don't mean they have to do it all three, but they could do 1, 2, or 3 as for putting in a proposal for those things that we need to have done. Unless we decide, let's not do the campground, let's try to get that up and running ourselves properly, or let's not do the marina part of it. Whatever we decide, we need to have a workshop and then get some language in there, assist the city manager or staff of what we would like to see in that RFP. What are we looking to have done in there?
we know we want to put our restaurant out for proposal. Are we gonna include the other two entities also in there?
What you recommending that we put it on, that we have a workshop and decide what we're gonna.
Right, correct.
I second.
Been moved and second that we add for a future agenda item, the discussion and workshop for an RFP for the marina, restaurant, campground, and marina.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Might I also suggest that you all make it as a part of that, before you do it, to have some due diligence done prior to the meeting. I think I heard the interim manager say that she had, and maybe Ms. Boulay may know more, a conversation with the folks at the state. What are the parameters of what they will allow for? Will they allow for all of these things to go out for RFP? Do they want to participate in that at all? You know, is that solely the city's decision? And so to have some something in place that will allow you all to be able to come back, so you're not just having a discussion about it, but you're having it based upon what you know you can actually do, right? So
In other words, recommending some homework be done.
yes, prior to, right, so you're just not having, and then you would have a delay after that, and you have to go figure it out. But if there are discussions taking place prior to, then you'll have an idea about, right, what you need to, what the box needs to be for your discussion.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so I would invite Ms. Boulay to come up too, because I think we had some conversation with regards to procuring a manager for our marina, and she was supposed to be contacting someone to see if we could make any headway with that.
So just to just to shed light on both of your comments, recommendations, the state DEP, Mr. Brinson, we did speak with him, and I think I shared that, I believe it was the last commission meeting where we talked about putting different entities of the city out for RFPs. And he did share that the state will allow us to use our procurement policies to be able to procure someone or an organization to run the marina and or run the restaurant. So they will lean towards whatever the city's procurement procedures are, because they pretty much align with our state, with the exception of certain things.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, or even though whatever we put out, if it puts out, if the contract and everything still has to be approved by the state. So, yes.
Well, it's not just legal sufficiency. They require their forms. And so
Yes.
some of the questions would be, and I'm happy to participate in the conversation when you have it, has their contract changed? Would we be using the same thing that has been used before? Do they have anything that we can look at for, let's say, campground? Do they have any other properties around the state where, that has been considered? Maybe they have something we can look at and start drafting, because you all are going to have to draft your contract, your RFP based on that contract of whatever the requirements are, and whatever you put out, it would be a lot easier if you could attach something and say, these are, when you're bidding it out, here, this is what we're bidding out, this is what, give us your best, cost for these things. We're looking for a manager, we need somebody to do X, Y, Z. So you need to know what that contract would say. At least I would want you to know that, so that you have you have something that's actually going to be viable when you get bids in.
And so to piggyback off of your statement, when we met with him, or spoke with him at our phone conference with him rather, he did share that as he was speaking with us, he did share that he was looking at the contract, the city's contract, the marina contract with FDP, and he did share that the contract was written broad enough to allow the city to use our procurement procedures. However, we can set up a meeting with him and just make sure we do our due diligence and making sure that our RFP aligns with what
the state requires and what the state allows for the city to do with the marina. So we'll do our due diligence, and then we'll make sure we include you in that conversation.
Question, Attorney. So even prior to it being submitted for RFP, the outline pretty much of that contract should be included, correct?
I think you should have it for all three.
For
If you all
remedies, so
decide
they'll
you're
know
going to
exactly
take,
what they're getting, or
yes.
what we're expecting.
Yes, sir. If you're going to put out, if this is the agreement, I don't know what you'll decide in your workshop, but let's say you said you want to do all three, right? You would want a contract, I think, for all three of the things so that you can attach it to your RFP, and you can, when you explain this is the city of Pahokee, this is what the campground, this is, you want to give some background, some historical information. You may even want to give some information about the city of Belglade and what, so what their campground has done, so that they can know about the area when they bid for it. And then you want to, of course, publicize it very broadly, maybe in trade magazines and other places, so that you have a wider variety of people who may be qualified to actually do that work.
And I think too, even after they put out their bid for that, or their RFP themselves, that each of these potential vendors should come before this city commission and do a presentation, and then we will vote on who we feel is the best person to run, say, their restaurant, or to run their campground, or to run anything, even though their costs may be higher to us. For instance, say somebody want to run the restaurant and they want to pay the city $3,000 a month rent, leasing per month. And somebody may come in there and say they want to pay the city $2,500. That person who has the lowest benefit to the city may win over the $3,000 based on their presentation. I'm just saying that could happen if we decide to vote and listen and have the presentation be a part of the RFP too.
Well, I think all contracts, it's gonna have to come to us to make a decision once they do the RFP anyway. So the commission will have to make that decision.
Right, but I'm talking about even having a presentation.
Yeah,
So
I agree, having
rather
them come
than-
do a presentation, but.
And as I hear you, Mr. Mayor, rather than having it be a recommendation from after the city, let's say the city manager has a selection committee, and they decide, okay, this is the person we're going to put forth to the commission. Well, the mayor's saying, we want the top X number of people, we want to know them all, and we want an interview to be a part of the process. So you would put that in the RFP. That would also be a part of maybe the point system that you would give for, the interviews might be weighted a certain way. And then you all would not only make the final decision, which you would have to do anyway, but you would also have that interview process baked into the document. Yeah.
And so are you saying that?
Yeah, the presentation, right, which would be I said interview, but the presentation is a part of the point system that you.
And they'll be aware of that we will be having a point system, because it will be created for us to have,
put it
so
in the
it'll be made
document.
aware in the documents that there will be a point system.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay, so they'll know.
Should be something you suggested. What did you?
What did I suggest?
Yes.
I will lean towards the commission. So whatever the commission decides, we'll go with the commission. Best practices, are that we do our due diligence, and as our city attorney stated, contact the state and make sure that we do what we need to do. And if the commission wants to engage in that process, it seems as if it's allowable, so we would have to yield to whatever the commission decides. We're open to doing what we need to do to move the city forward.
I think I understand that, but that wasn't what I was asking.
My apologies, I misunderstood you, sir.
I was just asking, do you have any suggestions?
Do I have? Okay, my apologies.
Because it's your field, so.
Yes,
I would
sir.
think
Yes, sir.
that's what I
Okay,
was
so
asking.
I would suggest, in the interest of time, that we do allow our candidates to put their best foot forward
and present themselves to the commission. I do agree with that. I think the city has had its fair share of disheartening situations with contractors and situations where folks have made promises to us and they did not deliver. And so I think through the direction of my manager and of course through the commission's direction to her, we would yield to whatever suggestions you make. But I do believe that we should hold these organizations accountable. And so in doing that, having them come before the commission, having them come before the community and say, hey, this is what we're going to do for your city, and this is how we're going to do it. So that's my thoughts.
Thank you. One last question, just a scenario. Say, for example, if we may only get 1 or 2 bidders for the RFP, we can still select, even though we want the top 3. If we get 10, we want the top 3. But I guess we can discuss all of that in our
Absolutely. You can discuss it all in your workshop.
So who would determine the top 3, I guess? Will they all come and present and we determine? Huh?
That would be part of your discussion. So sometimes it's staff, but if you choose to be part of the process, then that would be part of your discussion. You would kind of set the rules of engagement for that.
Oh, okay.
So the RFP itself would be the most responsive and responsible bidder. So it would be based on, who is you believe can do the work, qualified to do the work, who can, just because somebody bids for it doesn't necessarily mean they're qualified to do it. And so that's the responsive part. And then responsible, if somebody puts in a really low bid and they can't possibly get that work done, even though it's the lowest one, then you may not choose that person or that entity rather, because they really can't do the work for that low amount that they put. So you would want them to be qualified, and then you would want them to be able to do the work for what they propose. And then as a part of that, you all would make the decision. You could as part of the process, but then as a part of that, they would have to also present. So that would be they would have knowledge of that in the document that goes out for bid.
That's what I was going to be one of my questions. Are we going to make sure that it's been happening, that we're not getting the information after the fact? Like someone may come in and say, hey, I can run the restaurant, but they come before us, but they don't have any documents to show us where they have successfully ran a restaurant. And just because somebody may know them and come up here and say, oh, they're good, I've talked to them and they can do the job, but we don't have the documents, and then we go ahead and vote on them. But those documents would be a part of their packet, right? And so that we're not just putting it out, making sure, oh, I like someone and they can, meet the qualifications is what I'm saying. And then, we get what we, get. So we're going to make sure that's part of the process, correct?
Right. And you could also hire someone, you could also put out for somebody, a reviewer, to review and do the background and all of that for you, because that's not really what you all do.
Right.
So you could make that something that you do. I'm not suggesting one way or the other. I'm just saying it's done.
Okay.
Sure.
Also consider that we don't want to make it too stringent where we are limiting the amount of candidates that come before the commission. So we definitely want to hold their feet to the fire and make sure that we get qualified candidates. But I would like us to consider the rubric that we set so that we open it up to a large pool so we can really have our pick of the litter.
Yeah. As long as they meet at least the minimum requirements of, say, a restaurant operator. If a person don't have their license in that business, although they may be a good cook, can cook some good ribs and some good food, You just ain't gonna bring those person in
That's a
because they
matter
can
of
cook
perception.
with.
Like the city attorney, like our city attorney said, you know, putting it on the different platforms, I think will open us up to a wider array of folks to select from.
And also, all the things that we're talking about, that we're requiring, we can put those things in the RFP to make sure, you know, hey, if we want 3 years, 5 years experience, and we can outline that.
I think
So
it's going
we
to
can,
get
we outline all of that.
I think it's going against what she just said. She
No,
just
no,
said,
I'm just
don't
the
make it
question that was
so-
being asked.
No, but you start putting all the stipulations in there, then you're running people away. I think that's what she was just saying.
No, but you want to get qualified people.
I ain't saying anybody, but you know what I'm saying. But when you start 5,
That was just an example.
No,
I'm
I
just
know.
saying, we're gonna outline what we expect in the RFP. Pretty much the same thing like we did when we put out for the bid for the auditor. But we had an audit selection committee, but that'll be up to us to decide how we're gonna do that.
So, and one last thing for me. So the responsive, and here, this is kind of the definition, is a bidder who meets all of the requirements of the bid submission, ensuring compliance with the specifications outlined in the invitation for bid. And so I said earlier, RFP, but you probably want to do an invitation for bid. And in contrast, a responsive bidder is one who possesses the necessary experience, facilities, the reputation, the financial resources to perform the contract successfully. And so that's what your staff, or you could have somebody do that for you, would weigh. But you want to make sure that you, on the front end, you weigh all of these things.
Okay, we'll move now.
We're gonna have our discussion, did we?
You have to vote. You haven't voted yet.
No, we didn't vote.
Not yet.
Okay, we
I think I
had a
did
motion
second.
and a second. Call for question. Hearing none. Additional. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Bab,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams.
Yes.
I will move to Commissioner McDonald if she has any suggestions or recommendations for a future agenda item.
So, this pledge that I have here was circulated at the League of Cities Congressional Conference. And I think it would be good if we could adopt it and live by it here in our community. I'm going to make it available to the city clerk so that she can send it to everybody. But upon review, I'm going to list this as a future agenda item, that we adopt this dignity pledge and have it erected on all of the work sites so that we can have it as a guide when it comes to our interactions with each other rather. So anyway, all it is that, you know, we're not the only ones that have been experiencing, you know, similar behaviors, acceptable or not, in our commission meetings. And so nationwide, this is being adopted or suggested that we adopt. If not this one, something to this effect. So I will, like I said, provide it to the city clerk so that she can email it to everyone. And you will have time to review it and hopefully agree that it's something that we can do here in the city of Pahokee.
Would you mind reading it now so we can go ahead if you're gonna
Sure.
make a motion to?
Dignity pledge, shared concerns. We recognize that how a message is delivered shapes how it is received, and that assumptions about people or their motives can limit progress and undermine dialogue. We acknowledge that I win, you lose dynamics erode trust, that words can unintentionally compromise the respect owed to individuals or groups, and that empathy and accountability sometimes collide in ways that require careful navigation. We also understand that the absence of historical or personal context can lead to misunderstanding, and that fear of being labeled or misunderstood can discourage honest conversation. Naming these challenges helps us commit to a culture of dignity, clarity, and mutual respect. Dignity pledge. Shared values. I will engage in good faith and assume good content, use data and take time for fact-based conversations, honor human dignity while expecting accountability, ensure everyone has an equal opportunity to speak, disagree respectfully, listen to understand, not to respond, reject zero-sum thinking, treat ideas as separate from the person expressing them, act in ways that show we are all working for the greater good of Pahokee. Shared practices. I commit to recognizing that it's okay to pause or not to respond immediately, ask questions and listening with intent to understand, avoiding assumptions, practicing QTIP, meaning quit taking it personally, stating my thoughts clearly and naming the values behind them, using constructive processes to address grievances and or uncomfortable language, making an effort to know colleagues as individuals, not assuming where someone stands on an issue, creating space for candid, non-theatrical conversations, behaving in ways that demonstrate commitment to Pahokee's well-being, practicing wait. Why am I talking? And this was submitted by the city of Louisville, so all I did was replace Louisville with Pahokee. And it can easily be adopted as something that we stand by and live by here in Pahokee.
Some of the things that was mentioned, and not all of them, but some of them are actually in our code of conduct as to where we should conduct ourselves.
I would recommend that this be posted throughout, like I said, so we can be reminded whenever we walk past it.
I don't know if you all have taken a look at it, but we have something similar with more specific in here too, that the commission agreed and signed, and it has everybody's signature. It's in actually Duncan Paget frame about that size, and it normally was in the city manager's office, but we all received copies and pledged to that, and that can be probably merged with this. This has some good things in there too, but that's something we should.
Sometimes we need a reminder.
Yeah, you do. You do.
The other thing that I would,
we got a second.
You gotta vote on it first.
Oh, did you?
Slow down.
I'll second.
And I agree with about that. We look at the other thing. And
Yeah, right, we'll look at both and see if we can merge them together. Then second them and move. Call for questions.
Who was the second? Was it, okay. Go ahead, Mayor, I'm sorry.
Call for question, hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McDonald?
yes.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cowan Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Motion passed by unanimous vote.
The other thing I have is, I do know that we have our recreation board, and in reviewing the manual, I think we have at least 8 boards that are established, whether or not they're in operation or not. And I would like for us to review those and come up with a plan to go ahead and have them all implemented and working, because they are necessary to be able to get some things accomplished that we are working on getting accomplished. We have people saying that they want this, that, or the other, but let's get these boards working so that we can make some progress.
And Commissioner McDonald, Bayer, if I may, an update will be provided to the commission at the next meeting. We do have some vacancies, So I'll have an item that come before you guys for consideration.
Okay, so
One-
let's just have it as a review item. Add it as a review item
Well,
for the
well,
board.
for
I think
vacant-
she's saying, I think prior to you coming, we had already addressed that, and the memos went out, and she's been gathering names.
Yeah.
We can reiterate it,
Okay.
is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So, yeah,
She's
it's only a
gonna get
few.
update.
You do have some vacancies. We have a posted on Facebook encouraging residents to join boards, but there are like some vacancies that will come before you via a resolution. And then anything else that's still just vacant and no one is having any interest in, or if they're not applying, then I'll let you guys address it.
Right, so are you saying that we do have these boards already in operation,
So.
but there are vacancies on them?
Yes, they're vacant, so it's listed on the website. So anything you see in that list on the table, I've hyperlinked, so it provides an opportunity for interested parties to go and review the code as pertains to their respective board. But I've listed which boards are vacant, and if there's a vacancy on a particular board.
Okay.
No, just.
So it's on,
But we are still,
Make, point of clarification, I think she said all of these boards are operational. I don't think all of them are operational. because
Some-
we all have
it's about
volunteers.
7 or 8 of them. I was reviewing today, and the only one that I know of is the recreation.
well, there's a list on our website, so if you go under the
Okay.
clerk's department, go to boards and committees, and you'll see a full table there. I've made sure I updated it, it's very interactive, so you're able to see what's vacant, if there's a vacancy. If you see vacancy, it's completely vacant. If you see one vacancy, then that's just one vacancy, okay?
And
Okay.
while we're doing that too, Ms. Clark, we need to reach out to the school system, the schools in our area for the youth council.
Yes, now,
That's one that.
my,
we-
yes, one of my suggestions to the commission is that you guys reconsider the youth advisory council, only because it does not give a age range. And it's for the youth, but the way that it was established, it does not provide,
All we'd have to
clear-
do is just update that particular.
yeah, but I can't do that.
No, I'm just
Yeah, it's in
saying
a
we can
code, so
do-
you guys would
yeah,
have to do that.
We
So,
can do that.
yeah, but I just wanted to make sure I say that, for your information in advance.
Matter of fact, I think I may have
Let me
had
second that.
the young lady that had put in for
Is that
that
a
particular
future
board.
agenda?
Yes.
She's off in school.
She did put in, however, it doesn't, most youth councils are for youth,
Youth, yeah.
but the way
Well,
our.
she was in high school. when
Yeah,
She was
the-
in college.
She was in college, yeah. So the way our youth council is established, it doesn't tell you whether or not it's going to be for kids or for adults. So I would really suggest that you guys take a look at that and determine, the age range for that.
And two, maybe you can Google some of the youth
Will do.
councils and get their
Yes.
board makeup and how they was worded in their
Okay,
age group and all.
will do.
Yeah.
But that's a charter thing, isn't it? I mean, not
No, it's a code.
That's a code.
It's a
thing that
code,
we
yeah.
have to-
It'll come back before you guys, so
Yeah,
it won't be
yeah,
anything that I'll do
definitely.
independently. I'll bring it back to you,
Right.
to the commission.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry, Commissioner McDonald, did you still want to do the item, or,
Yeah.
okay, so,
A second. Which we had already put it out. We can I second, put it back.
Okay, been moved in second. Call for
Com-
questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes, motion passed by unanimous vote. Vice Mayor Williams.
I do have a future agenda item. Before I start, I just want to say this. I did do a public records request, and so my item is going to be pertaining to, I'm glad Commissioner McPherson said that, to look at the budget. So I'm going to give a copy to everyone of my records request that I did. And so what I would like for my request is going to be, and I know we can ask questions, since we can pass these down. I've been asking in regards to the we're getting rid of the grant writing position because it was a position that we approved and that we felt like the commission needed. So I did do a request in regards to it. And so what I wanted to do was give each commissioner a copy so they can see. Here you see the job description for the strategic planner, because the strategic planner position was what came into play. It didn't come to the commission to be approved or to even put on the organizational chart, because looking at the organizational chart, the grant writer fell up under economic development, but now looking at the strategic planner position, the organizational chart that we were sent, it falls up under the city manager. So my concern is, looking at this position, based on what was presented to us, this job description is not even pertaining to a municipality. It's pertaining to a private industry. And my other concern is, we removed a full-time position to a part-time position at 20 hours a week and still paying $60,000. And my concern is, if you look at the last page, and with this position, all you needed was a high school diploma. It says high school or equivalent at $60,000. And the position was never advertised, it was just changed. And I'm sure someone in Pahokee, for just a high school diploma or a GED, this would have been a good position for them. And it was never advertised, and not only is it not even full-time anymore, it's part-time, and they're even still getting vacation time for part-time. 20 hours a week, it says it works 20 hours a week. And also, if you look at the back where it says rate of pay for part-time employees, we're again not following our policies. Our policy says part-time employees are supposed to be at an hourly rate of pay. And so I did the math for this position at $60,000, working 20 hours a week. That's $59.78 an hour that we're paying. For a part, we removed the grant writing position, so I would just like for this commission to have some explanation, because this is a concern of mine, and we're not even following our own policy, because in our personnel handbook, it says that part-time positions are supposed to be hourly rate. So my question, what I like to be explained, how much vacation time they're getting and being part-time, and how are we keeping up with their hours if they're part-time? But if you look at my email that was sent to me, where Ms. Prince said on the front, the salary is $60,000 annually. And part-time should not be paid annually. They should be paid on an hourly rate.
So in summation, what is your future agenda
That
request?
we need to discuss how these positions are changed, and they should come to the commission, and the commission should be made aware of this. Because I'm sure if some residents had known that all you needed was a high school diploma for this position, some of our residents could have applied for this job versus us just changing the position. And this is, I requested, and this is what we're getting. And are we being transparent with our community and with the commission? And then we're not following, we're going to be audited again, and we're still not following our own policies.
Okay, state.
So my motion is for the commission to, for all job changes which should come to the commission, and the commission be approved all job changes, be given a few organizational chart, and approved by the commission. And the job description doesn't even match what was presented to us. And that's a concern of mine when we're supposed to be doing our due diligence and making sure that, the right decisions are made for the city. So that's my motion.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I just ask that as a part of this motion, if it's a second, if you all would add to it to allow it to be written in a way that we make sure that it's legal, so that it doesn't interfere with any of the managers'
Responsibility, that was my question.
areas of exercising the manager's areas of jurisdiction. And so I'm sure the motion is fine, but if you'll allow me to just make sure that when I bring it back to you, if it's a resolution or something, that it's done to be compliant with your code. Okay.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Including the recommendation of the city manager, I'm saying the city attorney, saying it need to be within parameters that it doesn't interfere with their day-to-day operations, so we understand that.
Compliant with code.
That's the only thing that made me second. She took the question right out of my head when she stated that.
Call for questions. Hearing none, ready for a vote. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Colleen Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson.
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Motion passed by unanimous vote.
And my last one is that I would like for us to move on April 14th. We've had the interview, the applicants for a manager, that we move forward with the fulfilling the manager's position, starting the interviews April the 14th or the 28th. And so that we can go ahead and get someone permanent with a lot of the projects that we're saying that we want to move forward with. So having someone permanent so that we can go ahead and get someone permanent and get stability in the city.
Okay, now, April the 14th, only thing, that's a second Tuesday, that's a normal commission meeting Tuesday, so.
Because we normally do interviews during the commission meeting, an hour before. That's when we normally do them.
Okay. Do you have a second to that?
One second.
Okay, it's been moved and second that we move forward to have our interviews for the permanent city manager job on April the 14th, 2026. And of course, it'll be prior to the commission meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I add to it? Like we did before, when the attorney got with HR and they developed the questions. So for that to be the part of the motion, because that's what they did before. They got together to develop the questions, I guess, for legality, make sure that the right questions are being asked. And, you know, they had them before for us prior to us interviewing. They provide them, you know, they gave them to us when we came in for interviewing.
It was
So
really
you're
just
saying
me
we-
reviewing what HR gave. It wasn't so much.
Oh, well.
Changing.
So we actually had the last and doing commission meeting. We
Yes.
opened up our commission meeting and then
We had the interviews first, I think. It was during the commission? I thought it was during the commission meeting.
It was.
Yeah, it was during the
Okay,
commission
so we'll
meeting.
do it similar to how we did it, I imagine, the last time. Okay. Call for questions?
Yeah.
Just,
I do have a question. I'm trying to figure out, if we're doing it April the 14th, why are we doing this? The evaluation.
But the evaluation has nothing to do with, that has
Right.
nothing
That
to do,
ain't got
that has
nothing
nothing
to
to
do
do
with
with hiring nobody. Because the new people coming in that's interviewing is not gonna have evaluation. The two has nothing to do with anything.
Yes, it does.
No,
No, it doesn't.
no, it don't.
Okay.
just question, you guys said
No,
April
I
14th.
guess what I'm asking, so are we doing the evaluation or we're not? That's what I'm asking.
I understand this point, because at that point, either we're gonna choose Ms. Bussey or we're gonna choose somebody else. And another question too, even if somebody else does get chosen, we need to make a point of letting them know that that'll be for an interim position, not permanent. Unless we're gonna hire, if
We're hiring for
it goes,
a
whoever
permanent.
gets hired.
We hiring for a permanent. We got an interim already. We hiring for a permanent.
But I mean,
No, it would be different for Ms. Buster. She'll be hired as a permanent.
Everybody.
But the other candidate.
No, we're interviewing for a
Okay,
permanent.
Okay, that's just,
Anybody.
This,
on
we,
the same page. That's no
we
problem.
have this,
That's no
but
problem.
we
We'll do
can, we
that.
can take that up as far as having it going forward with the interim city manager evaluation. We can vote and
I
decide whether
I
or
think
not
some
we want to
thing
do
was kind
that.
of confusing me.
If
Is
you're gonna
if we
vote
wanna
either
do
to
it.
do it, you're
I-
gonna, why
I
you
think
gonna
what I'm-
evaluate them? Now, I see what
listen,
your point
what-
is.
No, my point is, at the last commission meeting, or the meeting before, Mayor Babb said, okay, we gonna wait 6 months, whatever, 60 days or whatever. Now,
Oh,
Commissioner Cowan going, this ain't been 30 days, and she
Oh, I
wanna
didn't
do
know
it.
he
So,
said,
but that's why we came up with doing the, she made a suggestion about doing the evaluation. But it does, I mean, whatever y'all decide is okay with me, but it's just, I'm just saying, let's just make up our mind what we're gonna do. Cause one thing we saying, oh, give us 6 months, 60 days or whatever, then we move on. Now the next meet, oh, give it to the next meeting. You know, that's pretty
Oh, I
much
didn't
what you
know
were
that.
saying.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
didn't
just
know we voted on
asking
that.
where we at. So to me, it don't make sense to do no evaluation on someone when you just finna interview them for a job.
But I'm just, that's,
I don't think,
That's
I
my
think Mayor
motion.
Babb had brought it up, but I don't think we voted.
It didn't
we didn't
pass.
vote, yeah.
We didn't vote on
We
it.
didn't vote on that.
We didn't vote on that.
It was mentioned.
No, I'm just saying,
We
I'm
didn't
just
vote
saying,
on that.
he did mention it. I don't know, did we vote on it or not? I'm just saying, I just know that's just something that he said. But, so, it doesn't matter. It's okay with me. I'm good.
Okay. Let's vote on the item at hand as far as, the motion to host and
April
have
14th.
job
Interviews.
interviews for the permanent city manager position on April 14, 2026.
So now we're gonna have a clash on the schedule because we agreed to do the workshop for the, or no,
That'll be
we
doing
said-
the
okay,
committee.
you're
meeting.
right.
Yeah, that'll be doing the commission meeting,
we tracked that.
the interviews.
Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes?
Mayor Babb.
Yes. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Commissioner Scott.
No, I don't have anything.
That take care of the future agenda items, recommendations. Last, we have general public comments from the public. City Clerk, do we have any public comments card completed?
Yes, sir, we only have one, and that is Mr. Jack Finkel.
So patient, the last man standing.
I'm Jack Finkel. It's hoping to have a bigger crowd, but
Well, we live, so it's recorded.
Trust me, they watch.
one of the things that was on my list here to talk about was the marina and the campground and all that stuff. I wanted to know where we're at. I've been here 5.5 years now, and I've been trying to just get things accomplished in this town, and nobody seems to want to do it. So that was great to hear that you're putting that on the agenda. Because I think it would also help bring jobs to the community. We need to get, I think I heard somebody mention hotels and motels somewhere. Maybe your mom was that, yeah. That would be good. I don't know if the marina's fixed yet or not. I mean, I started talking about this when Rodney was here, and he was telling me they gotta get the marina fixed before they can do anything. And I just wanna see this town grow. I wanna see it prosper. There's so many ways that this town can make some money and grow and beautify itself. I mean, one of the things you guys can do to make some money, it may sound stupid, but if you put solar panels on all your properties, all your schools, all your big buildings, you sell that, the power that you generate back to FPL, and you generate income. Help to pay your teachers, help to pay all other stuff, because I have solar panels on my house, and it helps. I don't have enough to over and sell it back, because I didn't have enough space on top of my house. But your buildings that the city owns, all the schools, you can put that up there. You can even get it financed by different entities that will pay to have it put in, and it just pays for itself over time. I was told that you guys offer incentives to bring businesses into this city. I'd like to know what they are, so maybe we can bring some people in. I mean, I love this town. To me, this is where I want to die. And it's beautiful. It can be more beautiful. I'd like to see more citizens participate, like all that volunteer stuff you were talking about. That's awesome. You know, I'm here to help anybody. I've been trying to offer my help for the last 5 years. And I was in the construction business. I'm trying to teach people how to do my business so they can make a living. Nobody wants to learn. It's crazy. It really is crazy. But I just want to see this town develop, and I want to know what's going on. Well, one of the things you said was back with the marina and that development. What's going on with these apartments here? Why is that still on hold? I mean, it becoming an eyesore just driving by it every day.
You're coming.
Okay.
You know, why is it stalled? Who's not paying? Who's not working? I mean, what's going on? Like I said, I was in construction
Yeah.
30 years, and I
Yeah,
can't see
it's
why
a
this is
private
stalled.
development, and we would try to get the owner back out here again just to give an update and see if that would help, because the last time he mentioned that those apartments would be ready and up and running by December of this past year, which I thought when he made that comment that wasn't going to happen, but that was his comment, so we was hoping that would occur.
Has he been paid for this project?
He's a private developer. They had over $20 million in their coffee pot to do this. And I'm sorry, your time has elapsed. So,
My 3 minutes is
I
up.
know. Okay.
Anybody else want to talk for me? I mean, can somebody answer me? Why is everything stalled?
We just say we don't know. There's a private developer, and we'll try to
Not
get
just that
him.
one.
We'll try to get him.
Businesses, the
back.
buildings are all closed. Why?
Yeah.
The city does not, that's a private developer, and the city really don't have anything to do with that project. We sold the property to them, but it's between the private developer and I guess his finance people. Now, as the mayor said, we maybe can reach out to them and see, but we don't have any authority over that particular project.
The county put up a bond too, so that place gonna get developed one way or the other, even if someone have to take over and do it. It's
Well, how do you push it forward?
you
Contact the county.
Go to the county commission.
okay.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We need-
Because the county put up a bond, you can go to the county commissioner meetings also and see if they can tell you anything, since the city doesn't have anything to do with that project.
One last comment with regards to what you can do with that property. I literally spoke to them yesterday, and they said, you guys can do whatever you want on that property. It's yours. You can give it away, you can rent it out, you can lease it out. They just gotta give final approval, even if you did it yourself.
Okay,
which
Mr. J.
I think you should do.
Okay.
Keep it in the city. Keep it local. Thank you.
Okay, our last on our agenda is comments for the good of the order by the commissioners, and I'll start with Commissioner Scott if he has.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to congratulate the Park and Recreation. They sent a third grade team up to Winter Haven, and I think the kids been playing basketball for about 5 or 6 weeks. Now they get a chance to represent the state of Florida in the national tournament in basketball, and they got a gold ticket. That means they go for free because they won the tournament.
That's great.
And I think that was excellent, and Coach Daniels and Coach Johnson and other ones that participated in that. I think they did a great job with those kids, and I just want to congratulate them.
Thank you. Vice Mayor.
Good evening, everyone. I would also like to say congratulations to our robotics team at the high school. We want to thank our young adults, middle and high schoolers for doing a great job with robotics. And we want to say we appreciate them and we want to support them in any way we can. And I think that we should recognize them from the city as well and invite them to come to the commission meeting for a job well done. And let our young people know that we support them, we're behind them. So if we can get that information to the manager and talk to the high school with Mr. Denard to see if we can get them in here also and to congratulate them and I think do something nice for them. And I just want to thank everyone for listening tonight and say good night and bless you.
Commissioner McDowell.
So, I just want to thank everybody that did come out tonight, even though they've all left by now. But last week I visited Capitol Hill, and I want to encourage everybody to make sure that you keep an eye on the bills that are being presented for passing. Several of them are ones that are near and dear to our hearts here in Pahokee, such as the housing bill, the water infrastructure bills, and I'm probably not saying them like they're actually named, but several of them with regards to how we are looking to make sure that we improve things upon what we're doing here in Pahokee, and not only Pahokee, but other communities as well. So just keep an eye on those things and make sure that you're, positioning others and informing them as well. We met with Ms. McCormick, and we made sure that we stressed our concerns, and she is well aware of what our interests are, and we can certainly count on her to push those bills that are important to us here at home. And also, I just feel really inspired right now because I think that we are starting to take a step in the right direction. And I know that if we're persistent and consistent, we can get the job done. So kudos to everybody on the dais and our citizens as well.
Okay. Commissioner McPherson.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out. And again, I think Commissioner McDonald had mentioned our boards. We just want to reach out to our community and ask you to just help us to make Pahokee great, continue, keep progressing. And I just want to let everybody know that I love you all and ain't a thing that y'all can do about it.
Okay. And just want to mention the fact that we're going to be working to include in the youth council age stipulations in there, so we'll know what age that the children can participate. Also, that's one of the boards I really hope we can get running. Our children are our future, and they're so eager to learn and participate. Normally, we have a mock commission meeting on an annual basis. Pahokee Elementary School is normally the one that we have here at the chamber. We have some recording of some of those sessions in our archive. You need to, if you get a chance, just take a look at some of them. They actually presented me with a little picture plaque of all the kids that was in here during that mock meeting. I think they had asked the mayor to look at having basketball nets on the playground, and we was able to do that really quickly. They took pictures of that and say they had went to the commission meeting, asked that as an ask, and it was granted by the commission. It was so touching and so warm-hearted. So if you know of any child that may be interested. We can talk to them directly and encourage them to consider being on the youth board. They had their own mayor and council and everything. It was great the time it was in operation, but it's very much due that we can get that field if we can, along with all our other boards. So we're going to look forward and work hard on doing that.
Can I add to it? I was going to say that's kind of in line with something that I've been trying to work on, trying to meet with the guidance counselors at the school and at the college to try and get the chamber open back up in operation as well. So that would be a great opportunity for them to definitely get involved in that.
Just, and even not just to have that to educate, not even, because those are our future leaders. Even if we start from the youth, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had encouraged a couple of youth. I think they did fill out applications, but the board never did develop. I knew one of them.
Yeah, they did. They filled it out. However,
encouraged them to sign up for that particular board. But matter of fact, I think they've been over a year or so ago. One of them was in college.
Well, no, they just those they submitted September, but when they developed the board, I don't think it was developed.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough information, and I think that's certainly something that the commission should revisit to add those age ranges in there. So I'll research it and I'll present.
I entertain a motion for the adjournment of the meeting.
I move that the meeting be adjourned.
Second.
It's moved in second. Call for question. Hearing none. Ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Cowan Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson.
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
Mayor Babb.
Yes. Motion passed. Meeting adjourned at 8:54 p.m.